The Tsaritsa is Mrs. Claus. Yeah, I did this theory before, but it was pretty rushed. This time, I'm giving it the full, in-depth treatment I usually give these things. Let's get restarted. First up is the pretty Christmas-themed Harbingers. There are 12 members, much like the 12 Days of Christmas. Unfortunately, I could not find a partridge nor any pear trees. But I did find 1 swan a-swimming and 4 calling birds. And then we see 5 silver rings. We may not have any hens, but we do have a rooster, and if you squint at it, there's a marching band hat. So we have a drummer drumming. Among their ranks, we have the young and ambitious child, and I'll just let him say his part.
Of course, for I am, the greatest toy salesman in Snezhnaya.
He does everything in his power to make sure his younger siblings continue believing in a fantasy, much like a belief in Santa Claus. Who totally exists, I swear! How would I even know you wanted that PS5? The 10th is still a mystery, allegedly, so I'll do Piero's part here. He's an elderly, tall, bearded Scandinavian who can see you wherever you are. You could say, he knows when you're awake. Stranger danger. Pantalone is simple. He's a rich prick who wants to take over the entire world economy. He's a straight-up Scrooge. Hopefully we'll see a trio of ghosts haunting him. Maybe one of them could be Senora. Or maybe he'll have to settle for 3 Dottores. Senora is a woman who was separated from her husband. She turned herself to fire, aching for his embrace. Yet she'll always remain under that mistletoe. Kiss her once for me. Since she also died by fire in the endless pursuit of her dead loved one, this also matches the story The Little Match Girl. Sandrone is a wind-up robot, a very stereotypical Christmas present. She also hosts warm get-togethers with the other Harbingers. Her robot butler, Polonia, is an artificial being wearing a silk top hat. Much like Frosty the Snowman. Look at him run. Hat Guy Scaramouche openly calls himself a toy soldier, like the Nutcracker. And last Christmas, the Tsaritsa received his heart. Nevertheless, he's learned the true meaning of togetherness. Where do I even start with Pulcinella? Just look at him! He's a tiny elf man with pointy shoes in charge of the capital of the northernmost land. It could only be more obvious if he was voiced by Will Ferrell. Arlecchino is one who cares for orphans and gives them a fireplace they adore. She also knows whether you've been bad or good. So be good, for goodness sake. Columbina is an angelic woman who sits atop the priority list like a tree topper. She also sings outside Sandrone's door, like a caroler. She may not get any figgy pudding, but she is currently powered by the Frost Moon, which is a play at the Cold Moon, a full moon in December. By the way, her full name, Columbina Hyposelenia, means little dove beneath the moon. Dottore is a scumbag. What, did you want a Christmas connection? Fine. He's the Grinch. He took it upon himself to reject religious significance out of spite. He even built his own toy robot and plans to light up a very important tree. Will his heart grow 3 sizes, or are those just moon marrows? Finally, we have Capitano, who keeps his friends and comrades quite literally in his heart. After gifting them their final wishes, he sits content in his eternally silent night. Furthermore, he's a skeleton man with ribcage decorations on his vest. In my eyes, that makes him a clear Jack Skellington reference. All combined, the Harbingers are named after the Commedia dell'arte, an Italian play. As you probably know, Italy was known as Rome before it fell. Rome was also the home of Jesus of Nazareth, the Christ in Christmas. Now for the Tsaritsa herself. She was once a jolly lady who was good friends with Venti. This all changed after the Cataclysm when the Bieli Tsar, the original Cryo-Archon, died. Mr. Bieli is very likely based on Tsar Nicholas II, who also died when Calamity struck Russia. He and his family, including his young daughter Anastasia, were murdered by revolutionaries. This was right after they also murdered the Mad Monk Rasputin. The Bieli Tsar also had his own Mad Monk Ratvangi, whispering in his ear, who was killed by revolutionaries. Funnily enough, while compiling evidence for this theory, Hoyo released Columbina's drip marketing. As you probably already heard, this name drops the Tsaritsa, Anastasia Fyodorovna Snezhnaya. This name translates to "she who will be revived, sent by God." Snowy. Feminine. While this kinda goes along with my theory that she wants every Gnosis to revive the third Descender, it also adds to the Jesus allegory, as the last part of his story pretty famously saw him rising from the dead 7 days after his death. After talking with his followers one last time, he returned to the heavens, which is also the Tsaritsa's destination. Back to the story. Anastasia served under the Bieli Tsar, likely being his family in some way or another. At this point, I'm inclined to believe he was her father instead of her husband. Either way, he wanted to make a winter wonderland and he died. So she took over, forming the Fatui, which brings people together from all around the world. Here's some small little details that line up as well. The Star of Bethlehem can be seen all over the Winter Nights Lazo trailer, as well as on Polonia's face and Capitano's cappy. This is also the logo of the Adventurers Guild, which was founded in Snezhnaya and at least partially run by Sandrone, who invented the Catherines. Maybe a stretch, but the Harbinger wheel could be a wreath. We also have the Fatui logo resembling the Christmas flower poinsettias. Capitano's logo is a bunch of nails, the things that kept Mr. Christ on his Mr. Cross. Then we have Nodcry and its Moon Prayer Night Festival, which has some arguable Christmassy vibes. Alright, now we go even deeper. The last thing to talk about is the ancient land of Hyperborea. This roughly translates to the northernmost land. It's the North Pole. In 6.0, we learned that the descendants of Hyperborea were genetically modified to be part reindeer. We also saw for ourselves in 6.2 that they wore cone hats like the elves on your shelves. This place no longer exists, much like how the polar ice caps of Earth are slowly but surely melting. All of these things together, the elves, the literary references, the toys, the caroling, all of it! What we have here is a pretty strong connection between Snezhnaya and Christmas. And the man in charge of Christmas is old Saint Nicholas, jelly-bellied Santa Claus. With him out of the picture, next in line is Mrs. Claus. Now, here's a bit of predicting. Since Hoyoverse told us Piero is the Harbinger director and not a numbered member, we have an empty number 10 spot. One detail about them we can use to try guessing at who it is that the Harbingers are from all over Tevat. Rosalind from Mondstadt, Pantalone from Liyue, Kunikuzushi from Inazuma, Zandik from Sumeru, Mary Ann from Fontaine, Thrain, adopted into Natlan, Columbina from Nodcry, Perware, Ajax, and probably Pulcinella from Snezhnaya, Piero and Thrain from Conria. Every region outside of Snezhnaya has a single member. That is, if we give Capitano his Natlan citizenship. So, Unless there's another region we never learned about, number 10 is Snezhnayan, or empty. There is a fairly widespread theory out there that makes the claim of this spot being held by the Abyss Twin. If that were true, Scaramouche wouldn't have been the one needed to explore the Abyss. The idea does hold merit, however, that someone from outside Teyvat holds this seat. Perhaps a Celestial like a surviving Seelie. Maybe your Rhine-daughter isn't the only member of the Hexenzirkel with dual memberships. Nicole is an angel turned human, and Alice is an off-worlder who is also a high-ranking member of the Adventurers Guild. If it's Nicole, she would be the holder of the Christmas Angel reference instead of Columbina, who already has caroling and the Cold Moon. If it's Alice, she's also a toy maker like young Ajax. It could also be a dragon or one of their descendants, like Sumi from Enkanomiya. She does wear a mask like Alpha Tui. Or maybe, just maybe, it's Mariah Carey. Video's done! If you want to know why Genshin characters are the elements they are, click this link. If you want to see how strong Master Chief would be in Teyvat, click the other one. Just remember one thing, would you? No matter who you are, where you are, or when you are, have a good one. Header out.